G'day folks, Andy here from McDowall Manor. So you'll recall me lamenting my tomato losses to the rats. I thought I might try an experiment which hopefully will address that little issue. And no, it's not about slaughtering rats. So I'm having a little test in the midst of devastation by rats and stingers. I'm going to have a try harvesting cherry tomatoes green and see if they actually will ripen. I've got a few that have got some colour in that I've put with them. So we'll just see how it goes. So what you're looking at there is said green cherry tomatoes, which will be sort of loosely tied in a bag with this overripe banana, which is supposed to help ripen them. So as you can see, I did not have a huge amount of success ripening those green tomatoes. In fact, the few red ones that you can see were ones I actually picked semi-ripe, survived the rat. I've ended up with a bloody over a kilo of cherry tomatoes here. So I went looking for what can you do with green tomatoes and came up with a recipe for green tomato salsa verde. Now normally they make these with tomatillos, but I don't have tomatillos, but I have a heap of green tomatoes. So we'll have a crack at this. Hey, there's the recipe for you. I'm obviously gonna double, triple, quadruple, I reckon, the recipe that's here, given the number of tomatoes I've got. And I'm also, you can make this raw, but I'm actually going to bake it. I want to bake those green tomatoes. I think that'll taste better. But it looks like a pretty damn easy recipe, so let's have a crack at that. So you can see I'm just cutting them in half, checking for freeloaders. If there's any sting marks, like on that one, I actually cut through the sting mark just to make sure everything's okay under there. So there's our 2 trays of tomatoes. They'll go into the oven. It says to do it about 450 degrees Fahrenheit, 220 or so Celsius for 15 minutes. Obviously you could do it 180, like a lower speed oven. Keep an eye on it. What you're looking for is they start to dry out and shrivel slightly. That's when they're cooked. Pull them out then. So half an hour later they're out of the oven. That's about what I wanted. There we are. So we're going to put them into a bowl now, a large bowl, and we'll add the other ingredients. So I put the tomatoes, and I'm going to put the rest of the ingredients in a saucepan. That's because I'm going to use a stick blender, so the nice straight sides are probably better than the bowl would have been. We've got a couple of cloves of garlic, 3 ripe avocados. I didn't have a lime, but I did have a lemon. And I don't have any cilantro, which we call coriander, so I'll use the powdered stuff that you buy at the store. Alrighty, we'll get all that together and we'll see how we go. Oh, nearly forgot the ground peppers. So obviously step 1 is going to be to get rid of all those woody bits. You can see I've started that, and then we'll be able to give it a good wash. So I'll continue doing that. So that's the tomatoes and the avocado. Just so you know, I'm going to mince that garlic. And of course we're juicing the lemon. So I added about 3/4 of a teaspoon of the powdered cilantro. I always forget what you call it in the States. And a good pinch of the chili powder. Now we're going to get the stick blender and mix it all up. Probably about 3/4 done, and at that stage I'm going to add a good pinch of salt. Do that to taste, and then we'll finish off the mixing. So to my taste, that's too sour. So what I'm going to do to offset that is add some of my sweet chili sauce. That happens to be a homemade one, but you could use, just use one from the shop. So I put a little bit more salt in as well. And how does it taste? really bloody good. That's a win. So from green tomato disaster to salsa verde. Woohoo! Alright folks, see ya.